Nino mugugu abe mikwano munansonyi wabe chinanyi YouTube channel. Thank you very much for coming and for visiting my channel. May the Lord bless you so much. As you watch, this is Charity Leader. Thank you very much. I request you kindly to subscribe. You see that bell? Just tap it and let red turn into white. Then after subscribing, scroll down after watching this video and make your comment. Leave your comment there. You can share, you tap that word and share to all your friends wherever they are. Share my link and let people hear about the parental clips that I am sharing with you. Last time we shared something about how we can deal with children when they spoil things at home. Then we also shared about how we can keep, how the signs that we can know that our children are indisciplined. I listed a lot of things. Find them in other videos that are down there. Scroll and watch all those videos about positive parenting. But today, I would like us to share something very, very nice and beautiful about our children at home. I'm still continuing and disciplining our children. Part 2 from the other time. I showed you the signals, the signs, which can tell you that your child is indisciplined. And I listed them and a lot more others. But what are we going to do as parents to help our children to be disciplined? First of all, in this generation, we are living in a transition generation whereby we parents are analog and the children that we are raising are digital. That means these children are seeing different other things. But I want to assure you, my fellow parent, that the things that used to work long time ago have not become analog. Actually, the system of raising children is still the analog way. Certain things don't change. Things like eating habits, things like respect, things like appreciating others, things like loving and sharing with others and handling disputes among ourselves. Such things have been there before. Even in the days of Adam and Eve, when they gave birth to their children, Abel, you remember, and Cain, how they fought over things. So these fights have been there. But how do we resolve them? As parents, some of our children have got certain things that are abnormal in their lives. Things like anger, unresolved anger. This could be spiritual. Some of you don't know that some of this anger, they are spirits. Some children have sexual immorality. If it is a boy, if it is a girl, always with boys all the time. Such demons are ancestral. Some of these things require real serious prayer. You intervene, you call God to intervene. You sit down with your child. I told you never give up on your children. You sit down with your children, explain to them, talk to them, share with them the word of God. This is where it is very important for us to put the value of God in our children. God is number one. It is good you will give them education. It is very good you will give them money. Some people have even buildings and land. But without God, your children will perish. Without vision, people perish. Our children are our next generation. Remember, you are raising a husband of someone. You are raising a wife to be of someone. All those children that you have given birth to, wherever they are, remember, these are people's husbands. These are people's wives. These are managers, people's managers. The other day, I saw over the news, someone was with another person's wife, and this one was manager. The manager was having an affair with a worker's wife. Such characters, if you don't mind about your children as they grow up, that is what they're going to turn into: shame, disgrace. Please, let us work together. Some of these problems are spiritual. I have told you about anger. I've told you about sexual immorality. I've told you about urinating on the bed, more especially when the children are mature. Because young children, it is normal. Some of them may not have that sense, but as they grow up, a child is already 9 years old, 8 years old, 5, 6, 7. Someone who can talk, and then they still urinate on the bed. Sometimes you need to pay attention to such problems. Those are spiritual. They need spiritual attention. So there are some others, like maybe not seeing well on the blackboard. When I was still very young, it happened to me. I couldn't see things well on the blackboard. I wasn't stupid in class. It didn't mean I was foolish. It didn't mean I was a slow thinker. But I had a problem that was not resolved until God intervened. It was prayer that took away that sickness, whatever it was, and I started seeing things properly. Even if it was a person and you were far, I could not see you. So some children are not seeing things which are far, and no one has paid clear attention to such infirmities in our children. Some children have infirmities. They don't hear well. They don't see well. They don't talk well. They have abnormal anger. They have abnormal things happening in their lives, abnormal lust, abnormal anger, and they're speaking vulgar languages because of anger, bitterness. And now, where they fall is the parents. Our parents, we are laying in your hands. We need you. We need your attention. My fellow parents, this is the cry of the children. They need your attention. Sit down. This is a real project, by the way. I told you it is hard work. It is a real project. Remember, your child is a project that God has given you. Before you mind about your office, before you care about others, some of you are pastors, some of you are doing well at your places of work, managers in NGOs, CEOs, and you're doing so well, and you spend all your time on your phone at your place of work. During this lockdown, please mind about your children. Take care of your children. Speak to your children. Sit down with them. Look at them. See whether there is any abnormality among your children. Sit with all of them and see how they fight. Who is the cause of all the battles among your children? Who is the problem? Who has that bad heart? Who doesn't wish others well? Who is ever fighting? Who is ever quarreling? Who is ever complaining? Who among them? Sit that child down. Bring that child closer to you. Making your children friends is one of your solutions. Number one, make your children friends. Number two, pray for your children. My dad told me that the first thing that he always prays for is the children. Please pray for your child. Always pray for them and teach them how to pray. Because if you go and someone comes to you and is hungry and wants food, and you bring food to the person and you don't show the person how to make that food, you have not helped enough. All you need to do is to learn to show them the way to go. Even the Bible says that train up your child in the ways of God. And when the child grows, the child will never depart from the way of the Lord. So number three, I told you, do what? Pray. I told you. Number two, do what? After praying, speak, watch your children and make them your friends. Now, number three, make sure that your children hunt for themselves. Teach them to hunt for themselves. Teach them to do it by themselves. Number four, discipline your children. Become an example. Become an example as a dad. What about those boys? As they watch you, what kind of father are you? Mommy, as they watch you, what kind of mommy are you? Are you the people who quarrel in front of your children? Are you the people who disagree on every kind of thing? How you were raised up will affect you the way you are right now. So all you need to do is to find a way of making yourself better for the sake of your children. Even when you don't feel at peace doing what you're doing, let it be for the sake of your children that you behave yourself. Not for the sake of anybody else, not because you're comfortable with it, but simply because of the children that you have put through this earth. Become a responsible parent by being a good example. As you become an example like Jesus did to his disciples, you are discipling your children. They will watch you as you do whatever you do. Remember, you are their role model. You are the first person they saw, and you are the person they already see. You are the one they look up to all the time. So, I thank you very much for listening to me. I have given you that clip today. Next time, please keep visiting my channel. And if you subscribe, you will always see notifications on your phone. Always come back, visit my channel, come and share what I have shared, and also like those videos.